So may I start? So on the final day of semester three's presentation, I will deal with the topic shaping our taste, how cultural intermediaries impact culture. This is my personal information. So first of all, the meaning of what is cultural intermediaries and who gives these terms. So, Pierre Bourdieu, a French socialist, gives this term cultural intermediary in 1984 in his one work called Distinction: A Social Critique of the Judgment of Taste. And in his work he was give the idea of what is cultural intermediaries and how this is the effect the market of the consumer and those who are the givers of the product. So first of all, when we are talking about this cultural intermediary, then the distinction is the main idea. The main message of the distinction basically reads that particular participation in culture is entangled in different between social classes, which means that social and cultural stratification are concurrent and social differences connivance which cultural choices as he was giving about the how intermediaries those how they are affect the market, but his one major concern about this topic he was also wants to those who are not able to purchase those kind of things. So his one idea is about cultural value is also. So here the class is also considered. So the upper class consumes a high culture, which while the lower class prefers mass products in the culture. So, social and cultural distinctions go hand to hand, as we all know. In the cultural studies, in the market, the things are available, but those who are the consumers, they are the comes from the different classes, upper class and as well as the lower or the middle class. So here is the one table of the cultural intermediary and how it's work and which type of fields are which type of fields are included in this. So Bourdieu explains how such culture is created and disseminated. So new culture intermediate, the most typical of whom are the producer of cultural programs on TV and radio or the critic of a quality newspaper and magazines and all the writers journalists and journalist writers have invented the whole series of genre halfway between legitimate culture and mass production. So we can say those who are before the old time in the mid century or the late 20th century or we can say in contemporary time, the cultural intermediary people are has their changes. If we can see the before the time, there is the those who are the radio persons, they are play a significant role in cultural intermediary, or even we can say in the right now contemporary time, those who are connected with the digital era or with the digital marketing, they are the they have to play the significant role in this term. So the field at the places that is affected by the cultural intermediary, then the political sector, public sector, hospitalities, we can say the hotel and other things, festival events, private sector, food and sports, and we can say the most of the things are affected by this term. Intermediaries as gatekeepers. So this concept is the gatekeeper to the consumer and those who are provider of the product. So the concept of gatekeeping has existed in social science since the late 1940s, when the social psychologist uh, Kurt Lewin concluded on the basic of his research that in all kind of social situations the flow of information is always uneven and incomplete. As we are studying the cultural study, we are cover the most of the areas of the society and the literature. So this idea of cultural intermediacy and how things are, uh, how the consume people are consuming the things, this is the one part of also the social studies, as well as the one psychologists from this field give the remark upon this part. So, cultural intermediaries as gatekeepers control the flow of information through the various media, selecting and transforming content, shaping what reaches to the audience in the process of cultural selection within the contemporary public life. So, we can say those who are those mediators, they can control the things, which kind of things comes to the people and comes to the audience, and they can generate this type of consuming requirement and consuming need, or those who are the people. According to Richard E. Caves, cultural gatekeepers are a critical element of the value chain in the production of simple creative goods. So, taste makers or influence trend and cultural preferences. Nowadays, in the era of democracy, more people are free by themselves to choose the things, which type of things they want to buy or not want to buy after the globalization and the part of the democracy. But those people are those who are consumers, their tastes are also maybe those who are cultural intermediators in their hand. So tastes are social, they are acquired through conditioning relative to social origin and trajectory. So class position, education, upward to the downward mobility, and are experienced as if they are natural and personal. So we can say people are feel it is natural and personal, but there is some other things that is the leads towards the people to consume those kind of things. Cultural intermediate after globalization, if we can see the in India, 1990, after 1991 there is the reformation of the LPG, and as a part of this the globalization is the one of the major things happen and leads to many things in the India after that time. So after globalization, those who are the consumers, for from there the market is not only a one place, but the market is now the open. So now those type of things are working with the global level and global scale. So role of cultural intermediaries, here the these are the some very short roles. So cultural intermediaries play several important roles in the realm of culture. They play an important role especially in the dissemination of creative goods, and serve as a bridge between the creators and the producers. Here the creators, those who are provide the product, and producers, those who are producers, and those who are the consumers to consume those things. So mediator of the culture, that means we can say they are the become the bridge between these both parties. uh, Curation and selection, choose and showcase cultural content. So at that time they can show the cultural things, and people are aware to okay, this and that things are now available. And critique and evaluation, if some things are criticized by someone, at that time the people are aware about it. Validation and legitimization, so in the legitimization they acknowledge the value of the cultural products, shaping ideals and values throughout this the process. People psychologies are also shaping in a way, so they can, if they feel if I can't buy these things and I don't have these things, so they may feel some kind of inferiority in themselves. uh, Innovators and trend setters introduce involving ideas and concepts. Cultural advocates to support diversity and inclusive in culture, as it is these things are as a, considered as a globally thing. So diversity can be there. This point summarize the various roles played by cultural intermediaries in shaping and mediating cultural content and its reception. So intermediaries in film, we can see the when the films are comes at the time before the some one songs or some songs are, those films are pre-released on every social media, so people have the craving. If the song is have this and this type of content, the what is happening in the whole film. and this are the involved point, that is the film producer, distributors, film directors, writers, talent, agents, film studies, or we can say the film festival, critic and reviewers, streaming platform, and the cinemas and social media influence. So these all things are as the place of the marketing of those kind of film. And we can say, if surround if the film have some kind of uh, even we can say some kind of a problem with it, then people are also thinks, let's see the film, what's happening in this film. If the some positive things are there, then the people are think, let's see the film. So these are the intermediaries in the film. Here at the left side, the blue chart is given about the, though in the India the this is the number is given in the billions. So the marketing is for the spend for the marketing of the movie is the at that time we can very high, and those we are the so small bars are during the corona times. So we can say marketing is a very necessary point to the for these intermediaries. And at the right side is about the UK. So how much they are spending for the marketing for their movies. Here I have tried to give the answer of the two questions. What exactly is the relationship of cultural intermediary to the produce being sold? So the relationship of cultural intermediary to the product being sold in one of mediation and facilitation. Cultural intermediary act as broker or middleman, connection culture products with their intended or targeted audience. As we also at every different level, the audience is targeted is that at different age. They influence the reception and consumption of these products by shaping their presentation and the context. If this there is some advertisement of shoes and clothes, so if people are think, if I have buys this type of clothing or the shoes, so they got some kind of good presentation of their self. So does the intermediary really influence audience reactions? Yes, intermediaries can indeed influence audience reaction, and cultural intermediaries such as critics, curators, marketers, and media outlets shape how the cultural product or message is presented, framed, and contextualized. And for the example, we can say a positive review of a respected critic can enhance the film's reputation, and people are encouraged to see and watch this film. So this intermediate cultural intermediaries also reflect the culture. If in India there are some movies are comes from the same kind of theme, so we can say this is the reflection of cultural intermediation on the reflection of the culture that is located at some particular place. So here some advertisements are there. If this kind of advertisements are there, and with the renowned person, those who are film star, so the people are, when they are go to the buy at that time, they think for their first choice is those things, because when they see advertised in their mind, so their first choice may be those things because of this type of intermediation on and the marketing strategy. Now, in conclusion, cultural intermediaries are pivotal in shaping connection and influencing cultural content. They bridge creator and audience, curate critique, and they define taste, playing a central role in cultural dynamic. As we all know, the cultural dynamics are also affect those things, and those things are also affect the culture. So these things are connected with the vice versa. Here is my references, and now I'm open for question answer.
Rajeshwari, as you presented in your presentation, in today's time, what role do social media influencers play as cultural indicators?
As Pooja asked, in today's time, what role or do social media? So after some digital revolution, the social media plays the vital role of doing this kind of some advertisement, and we can say after the Corona time, the importance of this OTT platform is increased. So we can say the social media is in contemporary time playing a vital role to justify this kind of thing, and those who are want to make some advertisement, or those who become the intermediary, their first choice may be the social media, because on the social media there is the large group of youth is there, and if someone wants to target the youth, for them the social media is the best choice.
Just why is it important for cultural intermedia to take into account the relevance of cultural product to contemporary issues and context?
Okay. What is it important for cultural intermediaries to take into account the relevance of the cultural product to contemporary issue and the context? So the importance of cultural intermediary, so if we can see in the relevant time, it's not just comes in the relevant time, but before very old time, these things are play the vital role, but the form of the things are changed, as I have said in my presentation. During the time of radio, so those who are radio jockeys and work with the radios, they are playing vital role in those things, and after this kind of changes in the digital era, so the social media persons are playing the vital role. So the product to contemporary issues and the context, so things are changing the time to time, we can say. Thank you.